peeps, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drusilla Shay, if you don't know already. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about 7 ways to shop smarter. I've been in the shopping game for a while, okay? I've been shopping all my life. These tips are for any kind of shopping that you do, honestly. And also, a lot of sales are coming up, okay? The holiday season is around the corner. So hopefully these tips will help you to shop smarter, be a more well-informed shopper, and save some coin while you're at it, okay? So let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna get into one of the juiciest things that I've learned recently, okay? And that is that you cannot always be fooled by sale prices. What do I mean by that? When it comes to a lot of holiday deals, right? Like Black Friday, for example, there's obviously a lot of anticipation. A lot of companies and brands know that people are going to spend on those days. So what do? They slash the prices, they discount things. Little do a lot of us know that what they've actually done is that they have increased the price months in advance, or it could be a month in advance or weeks in advance. A lot of times we don't notice that the price of an item has increased because we're not always checking for things months in advance. We're usually checking for them when the holiday deals are present. So a lot of companies, what they'll do is increase their prices, and then when it comes to the holiday season, they'll decrease them. But what they're actually just doing is decreasing them to the original regular price. And so we out here thinking we getting a deal, okay? We getting a steal. But no, we actually really just paying full price. And that does not apply for everything, but it does apply to a lot of things. So just keep your eyes out on things that you actually want to buy, whether it's electronics or a piece of clothing or whatever, and just eye it for months. If it's still present, just look at the pricing, okay, and see if anything has changed, because a lot of times deals are probably not as good as they seem. Sorry to break it to you. That's just the name of the game, okay? That's what they do in business to also save themselves some money. So I'm just letting y'all know, okay, so that you can be more well informed and that you don't necessarily jump when you see a sale sign, and you don't necessarily get overly excited and just buy something right away just because it's on sale. It's good to do research, keep them tabs open, watch out for certain items that you really want, especially when it comes to pricey items, whether it's furniture or electronics. Keep your eye out on those items and see how the price fluctuates and see if you're actually really getting a good deal. Okay, something that is super duper important, and this has to do with more of like the psychological part of shopping that brands take advantage of, and I think everybody should know this, and that is colors. Brands know that people are attracted to certain colors. Like I said, it's a whole science behind this thing, okay? They really be trying to get into your head. They know that red or like green or certain kinds of colors create certain kinds of feelings within people. So if I see like a big red sale sign, it's really attracting my attention. It's making me feel like there's something urgent. It's making me feel like I need to get it. That's just the effect of colors. There are honestly certain things that just create certain thoughts in our minds. I know it sounds wild, but it's honestly a whole science behind it. Even when you look at website designs, or for example, TikTok, right? The whole idea of it constantly scrolling, like the content is just constantly scrolling essentially for you. They are doing that on purpose to keep you on the app, okay? So that's also a whole like psychological thing. Like they know how to attract you based off of the human mind. And so in the same way, when it comes to shopping, companies know that certain colors are going to create certain feelings, it's going to attract customers, it's going to encourage people to spend. So just be aware of that when you're shopping, because sometimes when you see all those red tags, you get excited, okay? You're like, oh yes, I'm getting a deal, I'm getting a sale. You see all those percentages, right? Like 50% off, 30% off, 50% off, discounts. But sometimes it just like clouds your judgment, because now all you're thinking is, I'm getting a great deal, so let me buy. But instead, let's take a step back and try to analyze, okay, this thing that's on sale, do I actually want it? Do I actually need it? And ask yourself, if there was no type of sale going on, would I still be interested in this thing? Do I still actually want it? And these are good things to ask yourself, because a lot of times we just have things sitting in our house because we got it on sale. For example, I used to love going to garage sales, right? With my parents. Garage sales were like our thing. And we would just buy things because they were on sale. Like, it's not even like, oh, we really just want that thing. We'll probably use it once or twice. Then it'll honestly just sit there, collect dust, and be completely meaningless because we didn't actually want it like that. It was just the whole idea of it being on sale attracted us. And that is something that is common for a lot of people. So in order to shop smarter, just ask yourself these questions when you shop. All right, this is one of my favorite things that I love to tell people about because a lot of people end up overspending on certain things. But here's the third thing, the third point that is gonna cause you to shop smarter and save a lot of money. A lot of items are actually sold at several retailers. If you have been shopping at a lot of different retailers, if you're familiar with a lot of different retailers, then you're probably familiar with this. So for example, if I'm looking for a flower pot online, which this actually really did happen to me last year, I was searching for a gold planter. I was like so close to ordering it from this website. I forgot what the website was, but I think it was like probably 150 around there for 2 of those gold planters. When I tell you I was this close to buying, like, child, then someone just told me, you know what, let me just copy the name of this planter and paste it on Google and see where else it's being sold, because, you know, something in my spirit telling me this 150 is a little hefty. I went ahead, Googled it. Lo and behold, Amazon was selling it for like $80 something. It was the same exact thing, wonderful quality. I ended up obviously saving a good amount of money. And so this applies to a lot of different things. It applies to clothes, electronics, so many things. I have another story too, which I will get to, but just know that you don't always have to jump and buy something when you see it at one retailer. Familiarize yourself with what other retailers sell and where you can get better deals. So I would probably never pay full price for a lot of brands like Puma, Nike, Calvin Klein. There are a lot of brands that I wouldn't pay full price for their things because I know I can get something similar with the same brand at a different retailer. So the likelihood of me paying for something full price for those brands, knowing that I can get it somewhere else, is slim to none. Now, if I feel like I would not be able to get that style anywhere else and it's a unique style, or maybe it's a new release, so I know that they're not selling it anywhere else, then that's different. Then likely I'll be willing to pay full price at those retailers. But there are also certain things where I know I can get something similar somewhere else. So for example, the scenario I was going to bring out before is one time I went to Burlington. I was just browsing around. I think I was looking for holiday gifts at the time, but I just wanted to go to the dress section, just see what they had. I saw this Calvin Klein dress. It was $39.99. Okay, so let's just say $40. And I was like, oh, this is a cute dress. I like it, but I'm not shopping for me. I'm shopping for other people, so I'm not going to get it. Then later on that day, I ended up going to Macy's. I went to Macy's, checked out their dress section, and I kid you not, I saw the same exact Calvin Klein dress. And I was like, I'll just look at the price. Guess how much it was? It was like $100. And I was just like, I can literally get this same exact dress for like half the price. And I was shook. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And a lot of people might see this dress, really like it, buy it, not knowing that they are paying way more than they have to. So these are the examples I'm talking about. Familiarize yourself with things that you can get from other places. The reason why I said that I wouldn't pay for brands like Puma and Nike and stuff like athletic wear, for example, from their brands full price, is because I know that companies like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, Ross, they all sell those brands at those stores. And so I can get very similar things there as well. It's just good to check things out, not necessarily for the sake of shopping and spending money, but just to see, okay, what do these people have? What do these people have? Okay, let me see. If I were to ever need this, I would probably go to this place then. If I were to ever need that, I would go to this other place because I know I'm going to get a better deal. So just to become a better shopper or a smarter shopper, you do have to do a little bit more research and just familiarize yourself with what certain stores sell and their pricing. So obviously brands are going to try to sell you things by putting a nice looking model in the forefront, okay, modeling whatever that item is. So especially when it comes to clothes, up until recently, I would have like a cloud of judgment when it came to items that I bought, because the way that the model looked wearing an item made me think, oh, this item is cute, this item will look good on me. But actually what I was really doing was appreciating the model's beauty, and I didn't realize like, oh, I actually don't care for this piece of clothing, I just like it on this person and I think that this person is pretty. So I honestly had to start checking myself, and I'm not lying, I still do this to this day. Sometimes when I'm buying clothing online, I have to cover the model's face. I'm really not joking. I have to just look at the outfit for what it is. I have to look at the piece for what it is. If I'm looking at the whole person, I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good. But sometimes when I cover up the model's face, I'm like, I actually don't really care for this outfit, I just like it on this person. So just remember that this is also brands' tactics. They obviously are going to put a good looking model in the forefront to model the clothing. So you just need to know the difference between appreciating a model's beauty and appreciating the clothing item. There are clothing items that you probably don't really care for, you just like it on the person who is wearing it. So hopefully that makes sense, but just try to discern the difference, because that'll also save you some money. Okay, this is probably one of the most important tips that I have for you guys. Like important. Always read reviews. Oh my goodness, I cannot stress this enough for a million different reasons. Sometimes things look really great, like they are gonna look like they work really well, and a brand might even, you know, record how the product works or how the product looks on someone, and it may look really amazing, but that's not actually speaking to the user experience. That's not actually speaking to people's personal experiences with those items. So it is really good to read reviews, but still read it with a grain of salt, knowing that specific experiences are probably not going to be as common, and this is one person's individual experience. So certain things you just have to weigh differently. But reading reviews are helpful because you might see that a lot of people are saying the same things about an item, whether good or bad. Like a lot of people might say for an item, this is great quality, like you're getting a good item for a good price. Or you might see a lot of people saying this thing ripped after 2 days of wearing it, or this thing broke down after I used it twice. Now if you're seeing a lot of that, chances are you may experience the same thing, and you might want to look for something of better quality to essentially save yourself a headache and save yourself money. I cannot stress this enough. Whenever you are going to buy from a brand or company that you are not familiar with, like you don't know this company, it's not a popular company, you just kind of found it randomly, please do your research. Please look it up. Please see what people are saying about that website. You can do a quick Google search. Is this website legit? You know, reviews on this website. I kid you not, that has saved me so many times from ordering from janky, you know, fraudulent type of websites. This actually happened very recently. Hubby decided, oh, I'm gonna buy this thing from this random website. I said, okay. He was this close to buying. I was like, what website is this? Do you know about it? He was just like, no. And I was like, did you read reviews? And he was like, no. I was like, okay, you should probably Google before you pay. He Googled it, and guess what? Everybody was saying it's a fraudulent website. Everybody was saying they never got their items. Everybody was saying they never, you know, got any response from customer service. And I was like, this is the importance of looking these things up, looking up reviews, seeing what other people have to say. Again, not every single review you have to weigh the same way, but if everybody is saying one thing, you probably should really pay attention to that. So reading reviews is super duper important. Like for clothing, for example, I know for certain clothing to size up or size down, not because the website told me to, but because a lot of reviews say they run small, they run big. So it even helps you with the hassle of, okay, I got this thing now, I have to return it, I have to exchange it. So it's just really helpful to do that so that you don't end up having to deal with stuff that is more of a headache. And do the same thing in person as well. There's sometimes where you're in store and maybe there's a product that you want to buy, like an electronic product, but you're not really familiar with the brand. You can do a quick Google search. You just want to make sure that you're more well informed. And now the last point that I have for you guys in order to shop smarter is don't fall for brand names. Sometimes we get really caught up in the fact that something has a brand name written on it, and so because of that we are willing to spend extra money. But the funny thing is that sometimes brand names aren't always good quality. A lot of times these brands are sourcing their stuff from the same exact manufacturers that cheaper brands are manufacturing their things from. So that is what will help you in the long run, is not getting so caught up in the title and the name of something, like, oh, this is blah 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 brand, that means it's always good quality. Sometimes it's not always good quality. So the reason why I bring this point up is because what I'm really trying to get at is, don't dismiss other brands that are not popular. There are brands that are better priced but literally have the same or better quality than some of these big name brands. So you can't always sleep on these smaller brands. Give them a chance, check their things out, right? Because you might actually end up saving more money and getting something that's the same quality or better in the long run. That's part of shopping smart. Okay, alrighty, so those are my 7 tips regarding how to shop smarter. Now I know there are a whole bunch more out there, but let me know if you guys are interested in more tips, because then I can make a part 2. So let me know in the comments if you want more of these tips. Also join me in the comments to add more to these, okay, so that we can all learn and we can all make sure that we're spending our money well and we're not just throwing it away or causing ourselves headaches that are not necessary. With that being said, I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed this video, please give your girl a thumbs up. Do not forget to join the family, okay? Subscribe. Don't play hard to get, okay? Just come on over to the bright side, and while you're at it, please turn on that bell notification button so that anytime I post, you won't miss it. God bless you, and I will see you guys in my next video next Sunday. Deuces.